Welcome to Mosaic Arts Online. I'm Donna Van Hooser. In this course, I will discuss the importance of understanding the interaction of light and surface that defines the volume and shape of objects or critters. I will start with a lecture-style presentation, sharing techniques that can sharpen observational skills. In this course, we will look at two reference images and critically break them down from complex visual information into manageable pieces. I will show how direct and reflected light affect form and varying intensities of light, shadow, and contrast, and how the gradient or values or transition from light to dark can be used in mosaic through careful placement and selection of materials. Through demonstrations, I will teach you how to break down information from two reference images to create these two mosaics of a lime still life and a dog's eye. I will show you advanced cutting techniques for creating precise tessera that fit the shapes needed for a realistic representation of your subject. I will also explain when and how to use smaller tessera to depict intricate details or subtle shifts in shadow and light. We will use andamento, or the directional movement of the mosaic's lines, to direct the viewer's eye and enhance the depiction of light and form. We will also discuss how to vary andamento to create more naturalistic shading. We will explore how materials with different visual textures and colors can be used to build volume and dimension. By the end of this course, you will be able to understand how light and shadow interact to create form in representational mosaics. Use andamento effectively to enhance your work's perception of light and depth. Apply advanced cutting techniques to create complex shapes and shading transitions, and to create mosaics that convincingly portray the play of light and form. So join me in this deep dive into light, form, and cutting skills to take your mosaic art to a new level. I have included a list of suggested tools, materials, and resources, as well as images and handouts to guide you through this online course. So let's get started.
Donna, thank you so much for coming back to Mosaic Arts Online and bringing this much-needed course. You know I've asked for it for a long time, and it's finally here.
Here it is.
Yes.
It is, all done.
I'm so excited and really excited to get this out to our community. So before we get started, tell me the motivation in designing this course. We already have your Pet Portrait Color Freedom course, and this is sort of a deeper dive, shall we say.
Yes. So I teach this class live.
Yes.
In live workshops, and one thing I've noticed a lot of students struggle with is seeing. Is actually the seeing the values, seeing the contrast. 90% of this process is observation.
Yes.
And the rest is cutting. And the cutting can be taught. It's a lot harder to teach someone how to see. So we kind of break it down into understanding what you're seeing and why you're seeing what you're seeing. So.
And a lot of your course in the beginning, I think, is so important. It's almost like a semester of art class, is really your presentation of seeing images in different forms, with the light, without the light, so people can really conceptualize what you're talking about.
Right, and it's simplified. Sometimes an image can be so complex, and if you can just break it down, then you can understand what's happening. And then by understanding what's happening, you can better portray that in a mosaic. And
do you think that this is good for a beginner, since it can kind of take them in this way instead of just throwing them right at a pet portrait
I think
course?
so. I think so, because if you're beginning, you're also beginning to look at images, and you're going to be using some references. And so it's never a bad time to learn how to look and to learn how to see what the light is doing to form, and understanding it a little better.
Exactly. And so you make this lime, still life lime, and you do the dog's eye. And you do the dog's eye in like an enlarged, almost like color by numbers, work with me, let me take you step by step in this. And then people can work on a smaller version of it in their pet portrait.
And I think with the larger eye, it also helps to better see the forms, because the eye is a series of forms, and light is hitting each of those forms differently. So understanding how they interact and how that all combines to make this something we see every day, more understandable, more manageable. And two, it's no matter how big you do the eye, you could do it smaller in a full portrait,
Yes.
those forms are still there.
Exactly.
So, yeah, it's kind of like let's zoom in and look at what we're looking at.
Exactly.
So it's kind of like taking it and going, oh yeah, making it bigger so you can see.
Yeah, this is
kind of
exactly
yes.
what
Let's make it bigger. So
that's what you've done, and it's genius, and it's exactly what you always say in this poster about light and form and understanding it. And I can't thank you enough. Is there anything else you want to add?
No, it's just this. If you paint, if you do anything, this will help. So it's you could be working from life. You could be doing a rendering of a house. Any object that has form, that is accepting light or reflecting light, it's important to understand what is that doing to what
concepts.
You see.
Exactly. So you could make a mosaic of anything, of a house, of a car, of a whatever. This is the techniques and the skills you need to see those things before you should be creating.
Yes.
Well, I can't thank you enough for bringing it to Mosaic Arts Online.
Thank you for having me back.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So good.